We're live now, so it's 6:31. I'll call the meeting to order. Have a quorum. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There are no amendments to the agenda. Moving on to public participation. We have no one signed up for public participation. Moving on to new business, ratification, vote to approve the collective bargaining agreement. And for those that weren't here at the last meeting, what's in red on the paper in front of you is what has been changed.
Right. Do I need to wait for a second to do the discussion or ask my question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll let everyone review that, and then I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Drew with a motion.
I'll second.
Susan with a second. Now, any questions or discussion?
We mandated by like Title IX or something like that. How many girl wrestlers do we have?
So we talked about this, but I'll let you explain it.
Yeah, well, in the state of Indiana now, is that boys and girls cannot wrestle together.
Right.
So we need to have for Title IX equal access. So we do need to provide for those girls that want to
Yep.
wrestle. We had a call out, and granted, I don't know what the call out for the high school went. That might be a Randy question, but middle school, they did it at lunchtime one day, and I think they had like 17, 18 girls sign up. So it's one of those things that's catching on. Now, I did find out Ohio does not have the same. They are still allowing boys and girls to wrestle together. I got on the Ohio athletic website, and they have not passed that yet. So Indiana is, I guess, I don't want to say progressive or less progressive, whatever it might be, but they are requiring, the boys and girls to be separated for wrestling. And we are, it's not there yet because we haven't had a team, but I know, like Richmond had, I think they had 15, 16 girls last year on their team. And they actually had competitions, meets, all that stuff, just like the men's team. So we are just, I guess, looking forward, looking to the future, that it's probably gonna happen. We might be a year or two away, but it's definitely on its way.
Are we mandated by the state to pay the same amount?
Yes.
That if we have a girls wrestling program and a boys wrestling program, the head coaches have to make the same amount?
Yes. That is correct.
And Jerry, the reason I ask about the Ohio, almost every school, Union County wrestles as Ohio.
Oh, okay.
And thank you for looking.
You mean in the girls part of it, or?
No.
Well, the youth
The
program.
youth
Oh,
program.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I should
I'm looking
have
at
added
a
the
high
word
school
youth.
girls varsity making $4,000 and a girls assistant wrestling making $2,000.
Yeah, and like I said, right now, we don't have a girls' team necessarily. I don't even know what the interest that'd be. I can find
We've
out
had
and
some
get back
girls
to you.
wrestle though in the past, haven't we?
We have,
I believe so.
Had
Just
one
a
last
few-
year.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I thought there, not many, but
I think the Woolley girl wrestled, didn't she? Before she got hurt?
yeah,
Yeah.
she did.
I'm just asking because also, and I can't see everything now, but I used to have a son who coached baseball. So the $4,000, to my knowledge, is more than a softball coach, a girls softball coach, and a boys baseball coach. Am I right on that, or no? So the baseball has been raised? Okay. So the boys baseball makes $4,000 now?
That I don't have those numbers in front of me, so I can find out and get back to
Send
you.
you the salary schedule.
Okay.
So are we approving to have a girls wrestling program then by doing this? This is,
If we have the students that are willing and able, yeah, I mean, we're, like I said, we want to provide that opportunity. But as of right now, I don't know what, like I said, without, I mean, that'd be a Ryan question on, you know, how many girls are interested, because we have one. You know, would that necessitate having a coach and assistant coach?
Right.
I was gonna say, if it's just one, can they just, you know, if it's a small group, can there just be one coach?
Yeah, and that would be, yes. I mean, that's always a
It would
possibility.
be as the program grew that it would turn into.
Yes, correct.
I just didn't know if we have to approve to actually have
Is what a baseball coach makes.
the
Okay, so it's
wrestling
same.
program down the road, or is this the actual approval
I
of?
think that's, we're preparing for that and
Okay.
preparing for, you know, trying to budget it. So in the event that it does happen, it's easier to have it budgeted than to have to go looking for the money for paychecks. So, like I said, it's just an equal opportunity and equity in athletics.
Do we happen to know what our sick bank days are currently? I'm changing topics on you, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, it's all good. What is your question?
How many sick days do we have in the bank right now? So what we're asking for is, if the sick bank doesn't have, let me help me through this. If the sick bank runs out of days, if I wanna give, okay, so what are you asking for here on the sick days outside of sick bank?
So basically, a teacher can only, or anybody can only take 25 days out of that sick bank.
Yep,
That's their limit
Right.
per year. So let's say somebody gets cancer or,
Yep.
you know, has a horrific accident. They use their 10 days of sick days that they get for the year.
yep,
They use those 25, but they still are not gonna make it to short-term disability with that. So that's where these extra 10 days would come in if another teacher were willing to give up some of their days.
so how many days do you have? Because can't you take a qualified family leave or something like that?
Still have to use your sick.
But you still have to use your sick days.
Right, but you're telling me they wouldn't have enough sick days to get to that point? Because I was told,
Not necessarily.
And not everybody's in the sick bank.
And it
So
has
it
to
can
be.
also bypass the sick bank.
To do that, you have to have like 2 weeks, like consistent. So
Right.
if they've been sick and they've taken like 5 days here, like 2
Right,
days
no,
for
I know.
doctors, 2 days, and then
right,
they might not have enough to get to that.
have we run into issues with this?
It's something you guys have done in the past, right? I mean, they've been able to donate theirs. Is it just raising the amount?
No, it's a long time ago, we were able to do it, but
I was thinking there was
since
a
I've
teacher
been
just
here, we've not been able to do that. We can donate to the sick bank, but we can't donate to individual people.
And do they have to do 10? Could like 10
Up to.
teachers?
Up to, right?
Okay, so like 10 teachers could get
No.
together and each give 2,
Well, 5 teachers could give 2
yeah.
to get to their 10 that they could receive.
And you could also give to the custodian, cafeteria worker, secretary, bus driver.
No, I think it's a very generous thing to do. I know we did that at Square D. You could, I mean, it has to be horrific, but you could give some of your vacation, well, for us, it was vacation days.
So a teacher that's receiving the donations can only use 10 donation days? Because this
Not
doesn't,
the superintendent's
Yeah.
approval.
okay, because this doesn't necessarily say that. It just says a teacher may donate up to 10 days. It doesn't say what the person receiving those donations can use. There's no number.
I'm not looking at what you're looking at.
Well, it says they can only get one donation,
You can
so
have
if
your
you
own
can
copy.
donate up to
Yeah,
10.
I'll show you where it's
And then it's also at the end of the school year, if they still have like 1 or 2, 3, whatever days left, it goes back to the person that donated. They don't get a carryable.
How many sick days do you get as a teacher?
10.
Depends on when you were hired.
That's true.
Some are
The new
10,
ones
some are
coming in is
15.
10.
And they can accumulate.
they can accumulate up to either 90 or 200, depending on when you were hired.
Okay.
That is amazing.
What?
That you could have that many sick days.
The problem is some teachers use them because they've got kids and they've got other, illnesses and things like that. And some teachers accumulate it because we don't use them. I forget what your question was, after about the 10 days?
I just asked how many sick days you get right off the bat. Matt
Your
asked.
question.
Yeah,
can you
just the
get more
total
than
amount.
sick? So can I give you 10 and Drew give you 10 and?
If the superintendent allows it.
Okay.
As far as this goes, only one person
Only,
can,
well,
but the
I
superintendent.
can only receive up to 10.
Unless the
You know,
superintendent approves.
so
the
if the
donation.
5 of you wanted to donate 2 apiece, then I could get that 10, unless the superintendent approves more.
Yeah, well, I had a question, it was just, I know it says the receiving sick days may only get one donation.
But you can have that.
Yeah, it says they may only get one donation per year, but it doesn't have a number attached to that, so I wanted to make sure what the total amount of that donation is. So if they receive 2 in a donation, does that say, well, you're done for the year unless the superintendent approves it?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. 'cause
So if
that's
I
a-
give you
that's a-
2 days, that's one donation,
But then like
but it's
3 months
only 2
later, you
days.
need
No,
more.
you can go up to 10 days,
Okay.
so.
One donation essentially is 10 days.
Okay, so it's not,
It's divided.
one person gives you 2
It's just the.
is a
one
donation.
is a 10 donation.
Okay,
Right, it's supposed to be like for a catastrophic event, not just,
Yes.
if I got a kidney stone and I'm gonna miss 2 days.
yes.
No, it's not for that.
And that's written out, I mean, as far as,
Yes,
That's what we agreed on.
that's what we're
Yeah.
doing.
okay.
All right, I'm just asking. You
I
guys
think
are
the
obviously all
important
right with it.
language is
'cause
if someone needs more days, he can say,
I think it's nice.
okay, another teacher can donate.
Okay.
Another
Our
teacher.
teacher could have used
Huh?
Just trying to help our staff.
Yeah,
take care
We've
of
had
people.
several, the last few years, who've had pretty horrific things happen to them. And people are like, what can I do? And there's nothing really, I mean, we can give them gas cards, or we can give, drop off cookies or whatever, but that's about, when you're taking days without pay because of the illness that you have, that $10 gas card I'm gonna give you is not exactly going to get very far.
yeah,
But if I've got 80 days built up, because I don't take them very often, then I can give you 10 days and
yeah.
bat an eye.
But it says the employee receiving the sick days may only get 1 donation per year.
Yeah, that's that 10
Yeah.
days.
That's the 10 days.
So that's all that person gets.
Unless the
Unless the
supervisor
supervisor
Okay.
approves.
approves more.
I'm done. Thank you.
I don't like this podium.
I know, it's like, I
We
can
need to
only
get one of
see
those
I'm
that.
out.
skinny
I can
ones.
sort of see you.
There we
See
go.
the clicker?
We need to get one of those skinny ones that is.
There we go.
Well, there was people here, I don't know if the last meeting, but the one before, I didn't know they were here till they left. I mean, I saw
Oh,
them
yeah.
leave and I thought, well, I didn't know they were here.
Okay, we have a motion by Drew, second by Susan. Any other questions or discussion? Not hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, back to public participation.
I've kind of already been participating, but.
Superintendent's comments?
Once again, I apologize last time for the lateness on this. Next year, as we've already said, Megan, we're gonna start right first of the year, kind of start hammering some things out, figuring out, once we get a better idea and handle the budget. So we're not going to last minute past the date, and as I promised you guys in the interview that, we do things better. This was not better. This was, we getting it done, and I apologize for that. It's, so we're, from here on out, students.
We understand, I mean, I understand, we're under time constraints.
I said, you were thrown into the fire, so
Right.
Yeah.
I appreciate everyone involved, getting this done. Yeah, it wasn't ideal, but got it done, so thank you. Wish could give more to all the staff, all the teachers, they're very deserving. Every year, I think we say that, so.
Yeah, and I can't thank these two enough, because, I mean, yeah, I think there was, what, one night, 2 nights, it was 10 o'clock, 10:20 when we were walking out. I mean, it was a great team effort, and, you know, I think the one night, Jen, you know, I left at, I was walking out at 10:20, and I said, no, I said, I'm gonna be very upset if I come in tomorrow and you're still wearing the same clothes you're wearing right now, and you're still in front of the computer. She goes, no, I won't be. And then I get an email from her at like 2:30 saying, hey, here's the numbers. So, it was, you know, just the effort that was put in was just great, you know, just a great joint effort. And it couldn't have been done without these two, so.
Good. Thank you.
Any other board comments?
Thank you for coming, because I think you did help with the explanation, so we appreciate that.
I'm sorry I couldn't be at the last meeting, but
It's done.
All right, I'm not hearing-
So, wait a minute, one more question, because I'm not sure I remember what the answer was. So by voting on this, we are saying there can be a girls' team, right? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, in the event, I mean, we had one last year. You know, as I said last week, was that I think girls wrestling is one of those sports, like, you know, I said like 30 years ago with girls soccer that just exploded.
Right.
And I think girls wrestling is kind of on that tipping point that it's, you know, you're going to see a lot of money, especially like college scholarships. Because a lot of times, I mean, there's girls that, you know, don't want to mix it up. And there's some ones that should be mixing it up because, you know, they got that tough side. And, you know, I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for a lot of athletic money coming their way if they choose to do that.
So it'll probably be next year before there's an actual team with uniforms and all that, okay.
So, but we'll be ready for it, so.
Are they allowed to participate on the boys' team this year?
Not in meets, yeah, they're supposed to be totally separate. That's where, like, you know, Ohio, they're still keeping them together, but Indiana, they passed it to where they have to be separated,
No
so.
girls in the whole state wrestling boys.
Yeah.
Last year there were, because they allowed it, those who had started doing that to
That
finish
was,
one last
I
year.
wondered if that was allowed to finish this year.
So,
Well, I agree with that.
Yeah, it's promising. I mean, like I said, I mean, the day I was over at the middle school, they had a sign up, and I think there, like I said, there was like 16, 17 girls. There was a bunch of girls that were coming up, and even if it was just to try it out, and that was great, just to see them, you know, just getting interested and being ready to go.
But for the most part, we've had a decent wrestling program here.
Oh, yeah.
We've had some down years, but most of the time, we're very competitive and state champions and stuff like that, so.
Right. Well,
Chewy, half a pound.
Huh?
Chewy was off a half a pound going to state.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I was not a wrestler per se, but I know, I mean, there are a ton of articles on wrestling, and there's no better activity or sport that builds mental toughness.
Correct.
Because it's just you and the other person out there, and that's it, you know, so, you know, I mean, I think if we could give the, you know, the girls an opportunity, that's gonna be great, so.
And I'm wondering, even this year, if a girl could, you know, like we've had a diver, was it a swimmer or a diver? And then they practiced with Centerville, but they represented Union County. That was a couple years
We've
ago.
had gymnasts for several years.
Yes, we've had a gymnast. So, I mean, possibly, I mean, if you had one girl, they could follow the rules that, whatever, like the gymnast followed. I don't know.
Well, and like I said, I know, I mean, and I don't know what.
I'll be your
Yeah.
coach.
Can we get a motion on that?
I know nothing about wrestling.
No, but like I said, I know Richmond, theirs took off. I mean, they actually, had them at a board meeting because they did so well last year. So that would be, I mean, we could definitely look if we only had one where, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't want her not to be able to wrestle.
Right, I agree with you, I agree, so, anything we do.
nothing else, we'll adjourn the meeting at 6:51.
Yahoo.
See everyone.